my name is Angie. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, I am a mom to 4. I love to homeschool, I love to read books, I love to share about both of those things on this channel. Today's video is a really exciting video. I've been wanting to participate in the Reading Rush since I saw it last year, but I had just missed it. And so this is a readathon that is hosted every summer by Ariel and Raylyn, I think is her name. And they put together such amazing prompts and just the readathon and Instagram challenges, different things like that. They put so much time and energy and creativity into it that I just love it. And a lot of people participate. I am super excited to check out everybody else's TBRs. So I will be watching and seeing what everybody else is doing, especially with some of these like birthstone and movies and fun prompts that they have. And hopefully I can make a few new BookTube friends. It runs from Monday, I think it's a Monday, July 20th to the 26th. So it's a full week. There's 7 prompts. I'll link both Ariel's and Raylyn's channel below, as well as there's actually a channel, a Reading Rush BookTube channel, and a website because they have a lot of merchandise. So they have things figured out this year. But let me hop into the prompts and what I plan on reading for this readathon. So the first 3 prompts I'm using for the same book. First prompt is read a book with a cover that matches your birthstone. And I'm a July birthday. And so ruby is my birthstone, so I was looking for something red. And then the second prompt is to read a book that starts with the word the. Third prompt, read a book that inspired a movie I've already seen. So I had this book on my shelf. It satisfies the first 3 prompts, which I was so jazzed about. And that is The Martian. So ruby, the word the, and I've seen the movie and I love the movie. And I picked this up a while ago. So this is a book about a man who's part of like the first Mars mission, and him and his crewmates land on Mars and they get to be the first to walk on Mars. So it's this big deal. But then, and I think it was like a sandstorm or a dust storm or something significant happens and they have to kind of have an emergency evacuation. And he somehow gets knocked down and his vitals start reading at 0, so they assume he's dead, so they take off without him, but he's not. And he's stuck by himself on Mars. And so that's what this story is about. I think the accident happens right away, and then the rest of the book is him figuring out how to survive on Mars until the next mission arrives. And I think it was like 6 years after that, I'm not sure. But he not only has to figure out how to get enough oxygen, how to grow his own food, all of these things. And also I think he tries to figure out how to like communicate, how to set up antennas or fix the antennas in some way to communicate back with Earth to get a shuttle faster because it takes so long for the shuttle to get from Earth to Mars. This was such a fun movie. I thought Matt Damon did such a good job with the main character. I mean, it's basically like a 1 character movie for a lot of it, and he's just really perfect for it. He's just funny, and that's what I hear about this book is just the guy is just funny. He swears a lot, but he's really smart. So I don't know. I'm really looking forward to this. And I was just jazzed that this one book covered 3 prompts because I'm not the type of person who could read 7 books in a week. I mean, 3 is what I got it down to, and 3 is a lot. So I'm gonna skip the 4th prompt and move to 5 and 6. So 5th prompt is read a book completely outside your house. So this prompt was amazing timing for me because I'm actually planning on going on vacation to visit my family, and they spend a lot of time outdoors. And so since none of that will be my house, any reading I do on that vacation will be considered a book I have read outdoors. So I pretty much covered that prompt without even trying. But the 6th prompt, to move on, is to read a book in a genre that you've always wanted to read more of. So this is great because I have been investigating the genre of Gothic fiction, Gothic mystery, maybe is a better way to put it. And I've read kind of the classic one, Jane Eyre, but it was like 10 years ago, so I was like, well, maybe I'll reread that. But I've also been recommended from a number of people this book. So Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, and this just sounds really good. It's about a woman who meets a man on maybe a ship someplace. They fall in love, and he asks her to marry him. Then he brings her back to his house, which I think it's called Manderley. So it's a big estate to my understanding. And then he kind of thrusts her into life there. He's like, okay, here you go. And what she finds out though is that he used to be married. He is a recent widower. Maybe she knew that, I'm not sure. But all of the staff and the people at the house at Manderley remember his old wife fondly. And her name, the old wife's name, was Rebecca. She has to learn how to deal with the memory of his old wife. And the staff's response to her, the staff's response to the fact that they didn't think he should have probably married so quickly, and all of those things. Sounds like maybe some creepy things might happen. I don't know if it's like ghosty in any way, like the ghost of the old wife comes back. I have no idea. But I'm really looking forward to this. I've been wanting to pick up some gothic mystery thriller type books for a while, so I'm glad this prompt kind of pushed me there. So the next book I will be picking is a little bit more unique. Let me give you the prompts real quick. So prompt 4 is read the first book you touch. Interesting, right? 7 is read a book that takes place on a different continent than where you live. And I live in the United States, so North America. So historical fiction is one of my favorite genres. It was easy for me to go to my shelves and find some books that do not take place here. And so I was able to find 3. So let me tell you a bit about each 3 real quick, and then I will figure out which one I'm going to read based on the first one I touch, which I'll explain in my idea for how this is going to work in a second. So Burial Rites by Hannah Kent. This takes place in Iceland, which, fun fact, I actually had to look it up. I was pretty sure it was technically a part of Europe, but it kind of sits between North America and Europe, so it is a part of Europe, just in case anybody is curious about that. But anyway, this is a story about the last woman who was executed in Iceland. So she was given the death penalty due to the fact that she allegedly, or maybe confessed, I'm not sure, to murdering 2 men. And so she is awaiting her execution. Basically, she has been tried, she's been sentenced, and execution is her sentence, and they just have to like send out for the apparatus to do the execution. And so she has to be housed somewhere. So they end up putting her in kind of this northern remote farm. And I think that's most of the story, is her dealing kind of with waiting for her execution, as well as the family of the farm dealing with the fact that they have a convicted murderer on their farm and trying to protect their children. And then I think the story kind of comes out as to what she did and all of that. So that sounds really good. I've been wanting to read this for a while. Next one, The Light Between Oceans. And so this is Australia. And this is a book about a couple. So the man is a lighthouse keeper on an island off of Australia. They are trying to start a family, and they have been struggling with infertility. And then one day there is the sound of a baby crying. And like I said, this is a remote place. And so they kind of thought they were imagining it, but then the wife goes out and finds that there's a man dead in a boat, but there's an infant that is still alive. So they take the infant in and start raising the baby as their own. And then some decisions are made that are a little bit iffy, I would say, where they keep the baby, but they decide not to say anything. They decide not to tell anybody until kind of, I think, as the story progresses, then they start to think about maybe the fact that this child has lost their real parents, and their real parents might be looking for this child. So I think it sounds like that. Sounds kind of like a tearjerker, but a really, really good one. So that takes place in Australia. And then the next one is Once Upon a River by Diane Setterfield. And this is in London. So what happens in this book is that one like dark and stormy night or something like that, a man walks into an inn carrying a dead girl, presumably, but then she ends up coming back to life a couple hours later. So it seems miraculous. The girl, when she comes back to life, she can't talk. She's mute. She's not explaining what's going on. And then for some reason, there's a number of different families or people that come forward claiming her, I guess, to say like, well, she belongs to me. I have rights on her, all of this. And so the story, I think, goes through what is her story, as well as why do all these people think they have a claim on her. So it sounds really, really good. And since the prompt 4 is read the first book you touch, here's my plan. I'm going to set these books out on my table here, and I'm going to flip my camera around, and then I'm going to have my daughter come out, and I'm going to have her rearrange them, like mix them all up, and then I'm going to cover my eyes or close my eyes. And then the first one I touch is the one I'm going to read. So I think this will work. The reason I can't mix them myself is because one is hardback and the other, I could tell. I will be looking forward to seeing the videos of how other people choose their book for prompt 4 by, I don't know, blindfolding themselves and going to their bookcase. I don't know. Anyway, so let me flip the camera around and get my daughter. I can close my eyes. Okay, I'm gonna close my eyes and she's gonna mix up all the books. Go ahead, sweetie. Mix, keep mixing, keep mixing. One more time and then are you all done? Done? Okay, I'm gonna keep my eyes closed and figure out which book I'm gonna first touch. Oh man, I don't know. Oh, far. Oh, nice. Once Upon a River. Okay, thanks, Big Helper. Can I get a high five? Mm-hmm. Thanks, sweetie. Okay, so that was really fun. She was super cute. She's always wanted to be in my videos, so her hands are now in my video. And so I'm super excited to pick this one. This is actually the one that was on my July TBR that I wanted to get to. I mean, I want to read all 3 of these, but that was kind of good luck. So these are my plans for the Reading Rush 2020. I'm so very excited. I hope you all participate. Please below let me know if you are planning on participating in the Reading Rush. Let me know what you think you're gonna read. Please let me know if you're going to be making a TBR video because I will go watch it because I'm very interested in what everybody else is doing. So that is what I have for today. Thank you for taking the time to stop by and watch, and I hope you as well are going to participate in the Reading Rush. Please take the time to like the video, subscribe if you like what you see, and otherwise I will see you in the next video. Okay, take care.